Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of The Constant Gardener. You join me lay-by lunchtime, like we all do. Find a nice lay-by, have your lunch. Or you might go to McDonald's. There's actually, probably completely digressing from what this video is about, because it's definitely not about fast food and what I have for my lunch, a drive-through pizza bar. Never seen one before. Apparently it is advertised as the only or the first ever. Very nice though. Did have a slice of meat feast. £3.25. Whacking great slice. Not for this lunch. I was on normal cheese and pickle pack up. Yeah, need to improve that slightly. Welcome back. I did have a little gap for lunch and thought I'd do a quick video. Had a cancellation this morning, doing one of my customers that I've been doing all this year. Lovely big house. It's a little bit of a trek out actually. And I really appreciate them contacting me. Contacted me last night. High winds yesterday. I don't know if you guys got it. And there's a little approach road and a lane that goes down to the house. And yeah, they've had three trees down yesterday. So rang me last night. I weren't sure if I'd be able to get access. I just said, look, just give us a bell in the morning before I set off, because like I said, it is a bit of a trek, and I'll fall back on another job. So I've got loads of little bits and pieces that I need to finish up for customers, or they've asked me to do small jobs, and yeah, no problem at all. But is it okay if I do it when I've just got a gap? Yeah, no problem. So it's not like I've lost work this morning by doing it, but yeah, again, it probably plays into what this video is about. Good communication, setting your stall out. Everybody knows where everybody stands. You, the contractor, the client, the customer. Yeah. There's too much. I listen to people's speech and not, this isn't the good people of YouTube world necessarily, but yeah, it's very ambiguous language, if that's the right word. It always sort of leaves sort of this grey area around the outside, which is fine if that's how you want to do things, but that grey area can be exploited, and obviously some people like that grey area because they can exploit it, I guess. So yeah, like I said, customer rang me last night. Great comms. And it saved me a trip out this morning. I did offer my services to clear up these 3 trees, and she said, you might need a bigger van. Yeah, apparently it's some really, really mature trees. So I don't think I've even got a chainsaw bar big enough to handle that sort of stuff. Not that I do a lot of tree work. Don't mind doing bits and pieces at lower levels. A little bit of rope work, harness. Got a full body harness and stuff, but yeah, long gone are the days where I'm, and as well, to be totally open and transparent, I don't hold public liability for doing that sort of work anymore anyway. I got rid of it because it was so few and far between. But if someone is in desperate need, I would always probably consider it. Again, explaining the situation around my public liability. I no longer hold public liability insurance for working at height. Good communications, being honest and open with your customers. A lot of this video is based around Nathan Lewis Garden Services. He did a post. I don't know when he did it actually. It just popped up. It might have been from ages ago. I think it is a fairly recent one. And I totally agree with what he's saying. I'm not trying to kiss people's arse here, but he's absolutely right. I hear so many people I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's reverse snobbery. Oh, don't go and work for those rich people, and they're always the tight ones. And no, they're not. No, they're not. They're not at all. They're not at all. That's, to me, that signifies something in you. If you don't quote correctly for the job, everybody's got a price. I price my job, rich, poor, in between. Yeah. They get the same price. I know my value. I know what I've got to clear at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year. I'm no different to, my client with 12 acres. I've got clients with 4, 5, 6 acres. A lot of my houses or customers are, they have big plots, big properties, and yeah, they have a lot of expensive cars in their courtyard. I was going to say in their parking space, but in their courtyards or on their drives. I don't quote any more for them because they're loaded. They employ me, that's my price, and that's it. And I've never come across a problem. I've had just as many people of lesser income, maybe. I'm not trying to create a class divide here, by the way. That want extras, just as much as more affluent people wanting extras. There's no discernible difference. One drives a Bentley, one drives a flipping Austin Allegro, for those of you who are old enough to remember. No, I go out and I put my price in, and that's it. They have the freedom of choice to accept that estimate, quote, or whatever you want to call it. And I have the freedom of choice to work for that customer. Don't get me wrong, there are times when you go and do work for a customer that you've met, done an estimate for, and you think, first impressions, really nice customer, can't wait to get working for them. And you turn up and you do your hour, 2 hours, half a day, whatever you're doing. And, you do an initial tidy up, and it was meant to be repeat visits. But after that initial day, they have had your life. They've been outside over your shoulder watching you. What are you doing here? What are you doing that? How long are you having for your lunch? I finish the job, I go home, type up the invoice for that day's work, and I will send it to them with a covering letter, and within that covering letter, inviting them to give me a call, because I don't think it's going to be a good working relationship going forward. And I think it's more beneficial for us to go our separate ways. I'm not being rude, I'm not being arrogant, I am setting my stall out, I am communicating with the customer my thoughts on the situation, and that's it. I hear people again that, how do you approach them? They keep on asking for extras, or I don't want to work for them anymore. Just tell them, just be straight. There's nothing worse than faffing around with stuff like that. Just get straight in and just be open. And I think you'll probably, the customer respects it. We can't all be liked, and we can't all get on. I'm not saying I don't get on with my customers, I do, but sometimes I do feel it's a bit one-sided. Sometimes we can just discuss it and straighten it out. It's been a misunderstanding. I do put in, I don't know if you guys do this, I always put my terms and conditions in with that initial estimate, that initial quote. It's quite a generic gardener's list of terms and conditions. I have made it slightly more Meadowwood Garden specific for the work I do. But yeah, it's in black and white. The customer knows exactly what I'm prepared to do, what I'm not prepared to do. It has about dog shit. It has about if I supply plants and shrubs, that I am not responsible for the quality of those once I have planted them. I will get the best quality possible. Yeah, and I invite the customer to inspect those before we use them. But after that, the same as, you know, turfing jobs. If they're not looking after those plants, that is nothing to do with me. If a customer says to me, Matthew, we want you to come over and dig us a pond there. And there is where their main sewage outlet is, or their electricity feed to their summer house. It's their responsibility to tell me that. That's in the terms and conditions. Like I said, no grey areas. You haven't got this movement around the outside. Very clear. It's not me being arrogant. It's just letting the customer know. They know what they're quoting for, what I'm quoting for, and they know what they're either accepting or declining. And that way, I think it's just, there's no room for manoeuvre for anyone. You've said you're going to do that, you do that. If you don't do that, then yeah, customs got a right to have a go at you or call you up on it. And likewise, if a customer turns to me, oh, you've only been here an hour. Yeah, I don't quote by the hour, I quote for the job. It clearly says that on the estimate. And again, going back to what Nathan says, these rich people, these poor people, these in-between people, nice tractor. Fiat Agri. Takes me back to my Devonshire days. Yeah, I'm quoting for the job. I'm not looking at how much they earn and what car they drive and what property they live in. I think that's a very, very slippery slope to get into. It's almost envy, isn't it? You're going to charge them more than poor old Mrs. Whatever. Oh, she's a lovely old lady. Don't get me wrong, you've got to look after old people. I do favours for people all the time, do little extras. I'm not going to charge them. But I'm not going to discriminate between people because they're rich or poor or in the middle. They all get the same price. They get the same quality of service. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think it's very disingenuous doing that. Yeah, know your price. I don't know what Nathan's little catchword from that video was, but yeah, know your worth, know your price, and that's it. I was again this morning quote for new customer. Still getting a lot of phone calls to say we're in mid-September now. Yeah, over mid-September, aren't we? 16th, 17th. You'll be able to see from the video. And see out the window that the clouds are moving in very quickly, and like I said, you'd got those storms and winds yesterday. Yeah, in a lovely village. Could you come and quote, please? I always take, obviously, to find the place, I need a house number and a postcode, but I always do have a look on Google Earth. And the trendy acronym, HMO, House of Multiple Occupancy. A very lovely old manor house, stately home, I guess, back in the day. And it's been converted into 6-7 separate dwellings, masonettes, flats, apartments. For obviously retirees, I assume. It's that sort of area. It's got that sort of vibe about it. The lady who rang me was obviously an elderly lady as well. I assume she lives there, and she is the trustee, whatever. I don't know what the name for them is. That they'll be there doing the. They won't be freehold, or they'll be leasehold, and everyone will have to pay a certain amount each year for the upkeep of the grounds and the house and such like. And I guess she's in charge of employing those people. Hence why she rang me. Again, I'm not rocking up there this morning going, Bentley, Ferrari, roller, and totting that up in my head and thinking that's going to be another 20% on the invoice. No, it's not. That's the job. That's how long it's going to take. That's how far away it is from my home. Travelling time, insurance, tools, etc., etc. And we get to a price. Price will get sent off to her tonight, along with a list of my terms and conditions. It's simple. She says yes, she says no. If she says no and then quizzes me, our last gardener only charged this. Where is your last gardener now? The last gardener that doesn't come back, that let you down, hence why you're ringing me. Again, poor communication, guys and girls. I don't get it. I don't get these people that... well, happy days. I've picked up a lot of work. You probably will have as well from gardeners that let people down. Are they gardeners, or are they just is it jobbing gardeners? If you don't want to do a job, just ring a customer up and say, I'm not coming. I don't want to do your job. But loads of people never gets back to me. Block my number. It's a bit, I don't know, grow a set. Just let them know. Probably never see these people again in your life. What are you scared of? Just let them know. Let them move on. You know, we all have the customers that you're never going to be able to satisfy. Always want extras. Always think you charge too much. Don't work for them. Do the initial job. Now you found out what they're like. Not coming back. Thank you, but no thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Just be straight. Yeah, honesty and integrity, I guess. I'm not telling you guys how to run your business. You know better than me. I'm a bit of a newbie. But just in general, in life, just be honest with people. And yeah, I don't think you can go too far wrong. Anyway, I'm not going to rabbit on. I've had more than my allocated time on YouTube for this month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whenever it is from my last. Love you to subscribe, love you to come back watching, like whatever. Not in it for the revenue, monetization, whatever. I think it's going to be a long journey for me to get to that. But comment, please comment. I do love reading comments, and I do comment on other people's posts. And yeah, that's it from me from a sometimes sunny, sometimes wet West Yorkshire. And yeah, I will speak to you all soon. I'll do another video. And I hope you're all doing well, keeping busy, and probably some of you looking very much forward to a well-deserved rest. I'm going to be ploughing on through. That's what I do. I just carry on working, whether it's going to be at my other job or this. But like I said, phone's ringing at the moment, so I'm going out doing jobs. Me being of the older variety, the more mature vintage, I might start thinking about, it's a bit chilly to be out there today. I think I'm getting there very, very slowly. But yeah, while the phone's ringing, I'm out working. So yeah, speak to you all soon. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.